Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. There's some wild news swirling around Arrowhead Stadium and the Kansas City Chiefs that's got everyone talking, especially among Steelers fans. It's about the possibility of the Chiefs trading Chris Jones, one of the league's most disruptive defensive tackles, to Pittsburgh. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds like a blockbuster, right? And honestly, it might be one of the most impactful moves we've seen this season, not just for the Chiefs, but for the entire AFC landscape. Let's break down what's going on. Right now, the Chiefs are sitting at a solid 10-3, still in the thick of the playoff hunt, but their interior defensive line has been a bit of a weak point this year. Despite their success, they've allowed around 120 rushing yards per game in 2025, which is concerning for a team that's traditionally known for its dominant defense. The interior line, particularly the defensive tackles, have struggled to contain the run, and that's where Chris Jones's potential departure comes into focus. Jones, as many of you know, isn't just any player, he's a game changer. A disruptor in the middle, a guy who can collapse the pocket from the interior and create chaos for quarterbacks. His ability to generate pressure is off the charts, and his presence alone can turn a defensive unit into an elite force. For Pittsburgh, adding a player like Jones would be a game changer. Imagine him lining up alongside Cameron Hayward, two monsters on the line, smashing through the offensive line and creating chaos in the backfield. It's exactly what the Steelers need to elevate their defense into the top tier, especially against the run and in pass rush situations. Looking at Jones's profile for 2025, his numbers are pretty impressive. He's posted an overall PFF grade of 71. 3, ranking him 24th among interior defensive linemen, but his pass rush grade is a staggering 90. 4, second best in the league. His run defense, however, is a bit of a weak spot at 44.9, ranking 101st, but that's often a result of the scheme or team defense more than his talent. Still, with 4 sacks, 11 solo tackles, and 74 pressures, top in pressures among interior linemen, Jones is clearly a game wrecker. His career totals include 84, 5 sacks over 148 games, and he was rated with a 90, 2 PFF grade in 2024. His ability to pressure quarterbacks, 28 QB hits, 36 stops, and a win rate of 25% on pass rush, makes him one of the top interior defenders in the league. What makes this even more intriguing is the potential trade scenario. The Chiefs are reportedly considering moving Jones for multiple first-round picks and a young offensive tackle, which would free up around $28 million in cap space. That's a big deal for the Chiefs, who are facing a tight cap situation with only about $15 million left, and are looking to rebuild their defensive line, especially with some young players like Harmon dealing with injuries. According to insiders like Adam Schefter, the Chiefs are somewhat skeptical about extending Jones beyond his current contract. He's 31 now, and there's a bit of fatigue after their three-peat run. Trading him now could be a strategic move to focus on their future, especially with Patrick Mahomes still in his prime. From the Steelers' perspective, this potential move is huge. Currently, our defensive line ranks about 15th overall in PFF, with a grade of 65-0, but adding Jones would significantly boost our interior pass rush and run defense. Think about it, adding a player who can give us an extra 15 sacks and increase our stops against the run by 20%. That's a game changer. It's not just about stats, it's about the mental edge, the ability to impose our will on opposing offenses. Jones's presence would elevate our defense into one of the top units in the league, maybe even top 5, making our entire team more formidable. And let's talk about the playoff implications. With odds of winning the Super Bowl at plus 2,000, climbing to plus 850 with the addition of a player like Jones, the Steelers could become serious contenders. His grade of 90. 4 in pressure rate during the playoffs would be a huge boost, especially as we face tough opponents like the Lions, who are currently at plus 850 odds. The idea of having Jones in the trenches, disrupting attacks and helping us close out games, is enough to get any Steelers fan excited. We've seen what a dominant interior presence can do before, Think back to the Buckner trade in 2020, which propelled the Colts' defense into elite status. Now, imagine replicating that boost with Jones, but even more pass rush upside. Of course, there are some hurdles. The Chiefs are hesitant. They're uncertain about extending Jones long-term given his age and injury history, including one injury in Week 5, though he still played over 90% of snaps. But the benefits for Pittsburgh are clear. A trade for Jones would send a message that we're serious about competing now and building a defense that can carry us deep into the postseason. His EPA per sack of -0, 30 and recent WAR of 1. 69 over the past 3 seasons put him among the best at his position. He's a true difference maker, and his presence on our line would change the entire dynamic of our defense. Looking at the bigger picture, this move isn't just about this season. It's about establishing a defensive legacy that can sustain us for years to come. The Steelers have always built their identity on a tough, relentless defense, and adding a player like Jones could be the piece that cements that identity for the next decade. With the AFC North becoming more competitive every year, especially with teams like the Ravens and Browns investing heavily in their defenses, Pittsburgh needs to strike now. The potential of a Jones-led front seven is terrifying for offenses and exciting for Steelers fans who crave a defense that can dominate from the trenches. In terms of team strategy, acquiring Jones would allow us to shift our focus on creating pressure without needing to blitz as much, freeing up our linebackers and secondary to focus on coverage. It would also help us close out games better. When the defense is able to generate consistent pressure, the whole team's confidence grows. The Steelers' coaching staff would be able to dial up more aggressive schemes, knowing they have a game wrecker like Jones anchoring the line. That's the kind of impact that can turn a good team into a powerhouse, especially come playoff time when every little advantage counts. Now, let's not forget the fan excitement. The idea of a Steelers defense with Chris Jones in the middle is something every fan dreams about. Remember the energy of the 2008 defense or the dominant years when our line was a fortress? That's the kind of identity we're talking about rebuilding. And with the potential trade rumors swirling, it's a reminder that the front office is always looking for ways to get us closer to the ultimate goal, another Super Bowl ring. In conclusion, the possibility of Pittsburgh acquiring Chris Jones isn't just a rumor, it's a statement of intent. It's about building a defense that can impose its will, that can change the course of games, and that can help us bring another Lombardi home. While there are questions and hurdles, the strategic advantages are clear. This move could be the defining moment of the Steelers' season, a move that cements our reputation as a team that never backs down from a challenge and always aims for greatness. We're on the brink of something big, and Steelers Nation should be ready to embrace it. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe Chris Jones would be the missing piece to push us over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. The season is heating up, and with moves like this possibly happening, we're all in for an exciting ride. Stay loyal, stay passionate, and let's keep believing, because the Steelers are always in the hunt for that next Super Bowl.